Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Dave. Hey, just thought I'd do these quick videos with these still pictures of. This is after my third surgery where they actually took all the dead tissue out. They took my lat muscle, the tendons from my lat, and wrapped it around my shoulder and created a new rotator cuff. That's what they had to do because the initial injury I had absolutely tore the rotator cuff all the way around, and it severed three of the four tendons. I had no movement for about a year. Um, and they would put it back together with scope surgeries, and then it would fail again. My surgeon told me that massive tears often fail. So after two surgeries and it kept failing and coming back apart, they um, recommended me to see this specialist, Dr. Thomas Kovac, who does absolutely wonderful things. And he took the shoulder all apart and took my lat muscle and used my lat muscle and rebuilt a new rotator cuff with my lat muscle. And then he put me in this hideous cast for 6 weeks. It was terrible, man. I had to sleep like that. I couldn't get in a car. Had panic attacks at night. I'd wake up thinking somebody was sitting on my chest, holding my arm down. But through it all, I just kept doing what I could do. I even trained. I've got videos of me dumbbell curling with one hand and pressing with one hand. There's a picture of me with a shotgun. I actually shot a groundhog and a coyote out here while I was in that cast. And people say, "Well, how did you do that?" Well, right there you can see how I would crank it with one hand and then lay it up on the cast, just like that. Fired a 12 gauge, and I couldn't fire it. I couldn't rapid fire it quick, but one shot I could take things out pretty good. And I actually we had arm wrestling practice while I was in that cast. I actually pulled on the arm wrestling team right hand in that cast, and actually beat a lot of people while I was in the cast. Um, so that's just where there's a will, there's a way, and that's I was just bound and determined to not let it get me down because I was going crazy enough, going through what I was going through and being locked up in that cab. Here on my birthday, on my 55th birthday, I got this off. They're cutting the cast off right now. Man, I waited on this day. I mean, I literally uh, X'd the days off the calendar when I got this thing on to this day. And I couldn't wait till the day came where they cut this off. And it fell on my birthday. And one of the best birthdays I've ever had. Get this stupid barnacle off. I called it my barnacle. Look at the forearm. Look how it atrophied. And my upper arm, everything had atrophied to the point where nothing was there. It was just crazy. And I still couldn't move it. I spent 6 months in physical therapy teaching that shoulder how to work again because remember, there was no muscle memory. It was a lat muscle. And my physical therapist and I, we had to teach the arm, that new lat muscle, which was now a shoulder, how to do what it was supposed to do. 6 months, three days a week for 2.5 hour sessions, 3 days a week for 6 months, teaching this arm to work. And I'm just glad to be able to do what I'm doing now. When you watch the videos of the things I'm doing now, I mean, I came close to really not even having an arm. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this. Later, Gators.